Good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to be making some delicious pot roast. I'll be cooking it in a crock pot. So right now I woke up really early before work, like 5 o'clock in the morning, so I could prepare this pot roast. I'm going to cook it on slow in a crock pot. By the time I get off work, it'll be nice and done and juicy and ready. So our ingredients today is our roast beef. I have 2 really nice slabs of roast beef. You want to go ahead and get some celery and carrots as well. I love to put in the beef stew seasoning. It gives it a really nice taste. And then here are my peppers. I have onions, the red and yellow peppers, and green bell peppers. You definitely need some potatoes, and then some salt and pepper. And this is it. These are your easy ingredients to make that pot roast. Let's get to cooking. Okay, so first thing first, you want to take your roast and put it in a pan to sear it on both sides. You could turn the fire on medium to high. Put a little salt and pepper on each side. Let it sear for like maybe 3 minutes. Flip it over, let the other side sear. You want to do that with all of the roast meat that you have before you place it in the crock pot. So I went ahead and cut up my potatoes. You could cut them as small or as big as you like, and I placed them at the bottom of the crock pot because potatoes are kind of rough, and it's best to place it at the bottom so it could get a really nice cook. I took the celery and I cut them up in small pieces. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the crock pot as well on top of the potatoes. So I went ahead and added the carrots and the celery and the potatoes to the crock pot. Now I'm going to cut up those peppers and go ahead and add that to the crock pot as well. So at this point, I cut up the red, yellow, and green peppers, also the onion. We placed the carrots inside. I cut up the celery and the potatoes. And look how beautiful that color is. Everything is nice and colorful. All of these flavors are going to come together very well. So at this stage, we want to go ahead and add our roast on top with a little seasoning. Before I add the roast, I'm going to go ahead and add the beef stew seasoning. I like to add a little bit on top of my vegetables first, just to make sure all of my flavors are everywhere inside of the pot roast. You definitely want it to be nice and flavorful. So I'll just add a little bit on top. Now, some of you might use a different type of seasoning, and that's fine. You don't have to use the packages. I just like what's easier and quick because I have a large family and I got to get it done. So I put the seasoning there. If you like, you can stir it or mix it up a little bit, but that won't be necessary. Now I'm going to go ahead and add this monstrous piece of meat, the roast beef inside the crock pot. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some more beef stew seasoning on top of my roast beef. Now, if I'm making a really large pot of roast beef, I add at least 2 to 3 packs of beef seasoning. Because you have your potatoes at the bottom, then you have a large piece of meat with a bunch of vegetables. So, adding a lot of seasoning is going to be critical to making sure your flavors are there and locked in. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add the lid. Everything is nice and ready to go. It's quite simple. You could cook it on low while you're at work. You could cook it on low while you're sleeping. It is so easy, and that's why I really enjoy a crock pot. So I have the kind of lid that you lock in on the sides. Some people just have a simple lid that you sit on top. I'm going to be cooking it on low. I have it set to low. And this could take 6 to 8 hours on low. So I'm going to be at work. When I get home, everything's going to be nice and delicious and done. If you're uncomfortable with cooking it on low and no one is home and you feel like it might cook a little too fast, you can always place it on warm. And then when you get home, you could turn up the temperature a little higher. But this is it. This is the juicy roast beef. When I get back from work, I'm going to show you guys the outcome. All right, so this is what the roast beef looks like after I got home from work. It's nice and ready. The meat is nice and tender. It literally falls apart very easily. I'm gonna go ahead and make me a plate. We like to eat it with rice. Look at that nice piece of meat there. It's fully cooked. Our potatoes are nice and soft. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Alright, so here we go. I made me a nice little bowl of beef stew or roast beef. I put rice at the bottom of my bowl. It looks so yummy and delicious. It's very hearty. My family enjoys it. Very simple and quick in the crock pot. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you tried this recipe. It is so yummy. Don't forget to like and subscribe and keep cooking with Adrienne Latrice. See you later.